Hello, my name is Tola Oladipupo, and I am a student at St. Paul College. This upcoming semester will be the last leg of my journey there. I will graduate in May with a certificate in American Sign Language Studies and an associate's degree in American Sign Language Interpretation. My ultimate career goal is to become an educational interpreter specializing in working with students who are both deaf and blind. I am so excited to get out into the field and to start my career. I am truly passionate about sign language interpreting. This all started for me when I was 16 years old and I volunteered at a summer camp for people with special needs. At this camp, there was a particular young man named Wayne who had Down syndrome and was also deaf. This camp was run entirely off of donations, which meant that they could not afford to hire an interpreter for Wayne. Thankfully, there was a coda, which is a child of a deaf adult named Isaac, who was also volunteering at the camp that week and had agreed to interpret for Wayne. On one particular day, Wayne wanted to play bingo for the upteenth time. Isaac, who was also only 16 years old, wanted a break. So we came up with a solution. Isaac very quickly taught me the letters B-I-N-G-O and the numbers 1 through 25 in sign language. I then accompanied Wayne to bingo and embarked upon what I would now call my very first sign language interpreting gig. About a year later, I began to look into sign language interpreting as a profession and realized quickly that it was perfect for me. After doing some research, I learned that there were only 3 institutions in Minnesota that offered complete ASL interpreter training programs. St. Paul College was the closest and cheapest of those institutions, so that's how I ended up there. It was the best decision I could have made regarding my education. This journey has truly been an amazing one. In addition to all that I have learned, I have formed meaningful relationships. I have been granted countless opportunities to grow as a leader, and I have been welcomed into communities that I wouldn't otherwise have had the opportunity to join. Standing before you today is the perfect example of that. As I think about the reason why I stand before you today, I am overwhelmed with gratefulness. Receiving the MSCSA Leadership Scholarship has meant so much to me. First and foremost, it has lifted a significant financial burden and allowed for me to not have to take out any loans this semester. Additionally, receiving this scholarship interlaces with a personal journey that I am on, and the two experiences together serve to cement in my understanding the importance of giving. Not too long ago, I decided to start something called the 29 Gifts Challenge. This challenge was started by a woman named Mabali Criazo. At a point in her life, Criazo had a friend named Cami Walker who was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at the age of 33. In one of Walker's lowest moments of physical and emotional pain, she contacted her friend, Criazo, who gave her a rather unusual suggestion. Criazo encouraged her friend to set about on a journey of giving 29 gifts in 29 days. These gifts could be anything so long as they were intentional. One of the key components of the challenge, however, required that one of Walker's 29 gifts be given from a place of scarcity, meaning that one thing that Walker gave away needed to be something that she deemed to be of inadequate supply in her own life. The inclusion of the scarcity principle in the challenge was inspired by Criazo's many visits to South Africa. While there, she encountered a philosophy called Ubuntu. An agreed upon English translation of this deep word from the Zulu language is, "I can only be me when I remember that I am connected to others." Ubuntu is a way of life that stresses humanity and giving even when one has very little to spare. Criazo shares of how she experienced this way of life firsthand during her trips to South Africa. Often people in dire poverty would give the last of their food to her, a stranger. When asked why she suggested the 29 Gifts Challenge to her friend, Cami Walker, Criazo said, "She was in such a dark place that she thought she had nothing left to give. I knew that for her to give would help take her out of her black hole. For it is the simple gestures when we have nothing that help us through the scarcity of our lives. Giving not only uplifts, but also helps people to remember that we are all part of a larger community. We all need each other. Criazo's prescription worked. Cammie Walker went on to write a book in which she recounted her giving experience and encouraged thousands of others to embark upon the same life-changing journey that she had been on. As I have set out on my own 29 gifts journey, I have begun to realize the importance of the scarcity component. I believe the scarcity aspect of the challenge is what serves to unite us with the why. That is the greater purpose behind our giving. There's a type of giving that is easy, such as the donating of old clothes or things that we no longer deem to be useful. There is also a kind of giving that requires some thought but little effort, such as holding a door open for someone or gracing someone with a compliment. There is another kind of giving, however, a kind that requires us to release to another something of value in our own lives. This kind of giving only happens, I believe, when we are inextricably united with the why, when we know and believe in the reason behind our giving. As I think about the scholarship I have received, I realize that I have acquired a gift from some people that I will never meet. That means they didn't give so that they could get something back from me, or even so that they could witness the joy on my face when I obtained this gift. I am compelled to believe, therefore, that they gave because they were united with their why, their reason. Whether that was to help college students like me achieve their dreams, or to give back to an organization and a mission which they champion, or perhaps it was simply because they have been awakened to the beautiful reciprocal process of giving that is, when we give, we inevitably always receive. Whatever the reason, I am sincerely grateful. I truly thank each and every one of you donors who are here today and the ones that are not for the opportunity you have given me to stand before you today. Again, I say thank you.